So I just caught up watching Secret Invasion, the new Marvel TV show on Disney+. As of recording this video, I've seen up to episode 5. Here are some of my thoughts. Before watching the series, I had some knowledge on the Secret Invasion storyline from the comics. The Skrulls are hoping to invade Earth, and they have the ability to shapeshift into our heroes and copy their abilities. In the show, it goes a little bit differently. The Skrulls are seemingly wanting to make Earth their home. Some of them want to eliminate the people on the Earth and have the planet for themselves, while another group are sort of focused on cohabitation and living with the humans. The faction that wants to focus on the elimination of humans, these are the ones that are led by Gravik, the rebels. So the first thing the show needed to do is bridge the gap between how we see the Skrulls at the end of the last time we saw them, which was at the end of Captain Marvel, and how they are now in their current sort of predicament. And I think the show does this quite well. Talos's struggle to try and keep the peace between the humans and the different Skrull factions was very entertaining to see. And as always, Talos and Nick Fury have really good chemistry, and their dynamic in the show is also great to see. There's a new character in the show called Sonya, played by Olivia Colman, I believe. And whenever they're on screen just getting shit done, that was also like really satisfying just to see a character who's very understanding of the threat they're facing and willing to do what it takes to, protect Earth. So that character was a lot of fun. Overall, I really enjoyed the show. I think it has a lot of things going for it. But let's start with some of the things that were maybe not so great. And let's start with Gravik. It was pretty easy to sympathize with the Skrulls and their sort of plight. They want to have a place that they can call home. They want to have the planet of their own. It reminds me of the scene between Talos and Nick Fury on the train where they were having that really good back and forth. And I was kind of like, Talos, yeah, you're kind of right about that. Talos as a character I feel like has a lot of nuance, but where that nuance kind of gets lost is when we start focusing on Gravik and the whole dynamic of like trying to keep the peace and trying to, maintain peace and all that. It just gets lost when you go and have a look at Gravik's position, and it's just like, yeah, I just want to, destroy all the humans and have a place for myself. We don't really know why. I mean, granted, the series is not over yet, so that might get revealed. I just don't think the foundation for the Gravik character has been built up that well from what we've seen. One thing I did notice is the character of Nick Fury's design, the scarring around his eye, not consistent with previous movies we've seen him in. I did make a small video on why that might be if you want to go check it out, but if you don't believe that, then it's just sort of a weird inconsistency they decided to make for themselves. Now, we're going to delve into a little bit of a nitpicky plot hole here, and that's around the character of Maria Hill. So, at the end of Far From Home, we saw that Nick Fury and Maria Hill were both being impersonated by Skrulls. But just after that, we cut to Nick Fury somewhere off-world on this, we find out it's like a space station, I forget what they call it. At the start of this show, when Nick Fury returns from that space station back down to Earth, Maria Hill is not with him. So we can assume that the reason the Skrulls were impersonating the two was because they needed to maintain their presence on the Earth while they were off doing things. Nick Fury was on the space station, but since Maria Hill wasn't with him, but she was also impersonated as a Skrull, why? What was she off doing in the meantime? I guess we'll never find out now that, she has presumably permanently died this time. But it's just a bit of a plot hole, right? Something that I did at the time, but then they couldn't really figure out what to do with the Maria Hill character, so they just sort of forgot that happened. So that's just a quick video on some of my thoughts. I do think that the sort of biggest twists, if there are any of the show, are still yet to come in the final episodes. But let me know what you thought of the show so far. Let me know what you thought of this video. And any sort of little positives about the show or nitpicks that I might have missed. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.